Hello everyone and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I have a very special cookie recipe for you and I'm going to be sharing my mom's Spritz Butter Cookies. These are incredible. They're super rich, buttery. They just kind of melt into your mouth and they're perfect with a cup of coffee or tea. This recipe is really special to me. One of my earliest childhood memories is sitting on our kitchen counter helping my mom make these, and I would love to eat them while they were still hot straight off the baking sheet. So good. This recipe has been in my family for over 30 years. I still love to make them and I'm so excited to share it with you guys today. It's a pretty straightforward butter cookie recipe except for the fact that it's made with mayonnaise. I don't know why, but the mayo works so well here. We just combine it with butter, sugar, eggs, a little bit of vanilla and the flour, and then these just turn out incredible. And you can garnish them with holiday sprinkles, a little bit of chocolate, some chopped nuts. These are so good. You guys are gonna love them. For the full list of ingredients and the written instructions, don't forget to head on down into that video description box and over to my website. Meanwhile, let's get started on these incredible cookies. This cookie batter comes together in no time, so I always like to start off by preheating my oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to start with half a cup of unsalted butter, and I've softened this at room temperature. You want to make sure it's nice and soft, but not melted. So if it gets melted, just place the butter back into the fridge and chill it until it's firmed up a little bit. All right, let's add our sugar, half a cup of white granulated sugar. And then I'll use my hand mixer to beat the sugar and the butter together until the butter is really light and fluffy. Next, we can add in half a cup of mayonnaise, and this is the type I'm using today. It's an avocado oil-based mayonnaise that I picked up at Costco. Drop that in. This one's super creamy. We'll need 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. 1 large egg. Oops. Drop that in. And then we'll give this a mix until the egg is well beaten for about a minute or two. That looks so rich and creamy. Now we can move on to our dry ingredients. We're going to need 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. I won't be adding any additional salt since the mayo does have a little bit of salt in there already. We're going to need half a teaspoon of baking powder. Give that a quick mix. Add the flour into our cookie batter and then give this a mix. I want to make a really quick note about the flour amount. So today I'm actually going to be using pastry bags instead of a traditional cookie press to make the Spritz cookies. And so I don't need the batter to be really thick. If you're going to be using a cookie press, depending on the models, sometimes you need to add a little bit more flour. So you can increase that amount to 2 cups, add an extra 1/4 cup to make the batter a little bit thicker, and sometimes that'll help the cookies press and release better. So as I mentioned, I'm going to be using pastry bags today. I know it's a little different, but it's my preferred method of making these Spritz cookies. It's super easy to do, and if you don't have a cookie press, it's a great alternative too. So I used 2 different types. I have a French star tip number 4 and I have a Tico tip number 847. So let me show you how I make these. You can line your baking sheet with a silicone mat or parchment paper, and then just grab either your cookie press or your pastry bag, whichever one you're using, and you can create any type of shape. Today I'm just gonna do really simple, like little round cookies. To make these extra festive, you could sprinkle some holiday little garnishes or sprinkles over the top. Making these cookies is so much fun. They're so easy and it really puts into that festive Christmas mood. It's also super fun for the kids. I remember making these as a child and it was just the highlight of my Christmas season. And it's especially easy if you give your kids like a cookie press and then they could just press it right onto the baking sheet. I also wanted to mention you can add food coloring, like a concentrated gel food coloring, if you wanted to make like green or red cookies as well. Let's finish piping these. I love having a couple different designs. And these cookies are ready for the oven. They're going to bake at 325 for about 14 minutes for smaller cookies, up to 18 minutes for larger cookies. You want them to be just barely golden, just a hint of gold around the edges. You want them to have a really nice light golden bottom. Once these are cooled, I'm going to show you how to decorate them with a little bit of chocolate. I melted about half a cup of semi-sweet dark chocolate melts in the microwave. You want to stir them until they're really nice and smooth. And this is my favorite brand, the Ghirardelli dark chocolate melts. You can also use other colors. And now we could dip our cookies. And I like to dip my cookies halfway into the chocolate and then just kind of scrape the excess chocolate off the bottom of the cookies. Place them back onto the baking sheet until the chocolate is completely set. I'm using some finely diced salted pistachios today, but you can use just about any type of diced nuts. Sprinkle those over the top. And that's it for my mom's Spritz butter cookie recipe. These turned out so festive and pretty. I love having the chocolate, the pistachios, the sprinkles. These are going to be perfect for the holiday season. Don't forget to head on down into that video description box, hit that link, that'll take you over to my website for the full printable recipe and the written instructions. Let's enjoy some of these. I got my favorite cup of tea, and you know I've already had at least 5 of these because they're just so irresistible. These cookies are so special and incredible. The texture is out of this world amazing. So rich, buttery, super soft. These cookies just kind of melt into your mouth and they're so great with a cup of tea or coffee. And they last for quite a while too. You just store them at room temperature in an airtight container. You can have them all week long with your morning coffee. These incredible cookies take me right back to childhood, being in that little kitchen, helping my mom make these cookies. I hope you guys have just as much fun making them at home, and I hope you enjoy this incredible recipe. Thank you so much for watching my latest episode. I'd love to hear from you guys. Just leave me a comment down below, and I'll see you next time with a new recipe.